Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to start out by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling of election sure. Shalom. This is your brother Hashah from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp, coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing. I pray and hope that is edifying and exhorting. All right, and this lesson is going to be fairly quick. Just going into, really, I was just watching the brother from California. I forget his name, but it'll come to me. But he was basically going into how the party is over. Repent. All right, just response video to that, and I got a few news articles, not really news articles, more like memes. All right, but what is taking place is factual, it's true. All right, basically people are finding out that the party is over, and this is something that the prophets, Yahweh Shemi Shai, we've kind of ahead of the curve and understood. All right, and it's beautiful. It's like the Lord prepared us, to be ahead of your time. It's troubling. All right, and it's not trendy, for the average person. Okay, it doesn't feel good to be ahead of your time. You get mocked. You get scoffed at. You get laughed at, because what's actually good, people can't see it until a bunch of other people see it, So that's kind of what it's like to be a prophet, all right? Even in the days of old, they would mock the prophets. They would scoff until the actual prophets, the actual prophecies came to pass. So, we don't, we're not offended. We endure all things for Yahweh Shemi Shai's sake. And this is all conditions of the battle. All right, but we have been warning our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that this time that we're in was coming. All right, time of trouble, time of Jacob's trouble. Right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, Jacob's trouble, then you need to go look it up. But nevertheless, let me get into these news articles. It says, for the first time since 1990, no rap songs appear in the Billboard Top 100, Hot 100, Top 40. Okay. And this one right here is from the brother Yaremiah. All right. He's always, on Instagram, posting certain things, but this is actual, true statistics. All right, I fact checked it, and there's a lot of mass layoffs going on for a lot of companies right here, and this is the supposed holiday season. All right, but a lot of people are gonna go jobless, probably homeless, and because the economy is not as such as one that once you get laid off, you may not get any unemployment, right? The way the things are going, right? The government shut down, you don't get no EBT, right? So not having a job right now is hell, all right? And there's certain brothers out there, they probably don't have a job either, okay? But the Lord is going to look out and provide, right? We have a brotherhood, and we're not offended at the prophecies, man. We ask for these things to come to pass. All right. And Salakia for the notifications. All right. It says recent layoff announcements. It says UPS 48,000 jobs. Amazon 30,000 jobs. Man, what's going on, bro? You know, as soon as I start the videos, fucking. All right, Intel, 24,000 jobs, 16,000 jobs. Nestle, this shit got Satan on it, bro. They just gonna keep coming, whatever. It's all right. Nouveau Nordisk, 9,000 jobs. Ford, 11,000 jobs. Accenture, Accenture's Salakia, 11,000 jobs. What is going on, bro? I ain't tripping. All right, Target, 1,800 jobs. Kroger, 1,000 jobs. Applied Materials, 1,444 jobs. Meta, 600 jobs. Right. Paramount, 2,000 jobs. Right. So, you know, this probably adds up to, you know, hundreds of thousands of jobs, man, that are being lost, you know, within the next month or two. All right. You know, which is a lot of people, you know, going without. And there's no real federal aid for these people, right? You know, they're cutting that out. So what is going to happen? All right. So, like you're going to see a lot of people turn to crime. All right. A lot of people are going to turn to crime. And this is, you know, it's not a good idea. All right. No matter how it looks. All right. This is why you have to be immersed in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. Because the Lord is going to provide for his elect. All right. You know, and you know, the Lord sent us the Holy Spirit to comfort us through these times, man, to understand why and you know, how close we are, all right, once we do go through these times, man. So I just wanted to get this precept. This is Sirach 12:1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And those that look out of the window be darkened, right? And you see, this is what's taking place right now, all right? The lack of jobs, all right? The lack of resources, you know. The Lord is drying up the well, all right? You know, even when it comes down to the music, right? It says, verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low. When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right, and all the daughters of music. You know, the music industry is dying. All right, the movie industry is dying. Everything is dying out. All right, the Lord is making it so that prophecy is at the forefront of every conversation. Okay, you know, you got people making skits and, you know, scoffing and mocking, you know, talking shit. Meanwhile, all right, Donald Trump is preparing to lock this place down. All right, all right, and make you people take the MOTV. So, we don't have nothing to, we don't have anything to worry about. You know, the prophets have been, on the highways and byways giving diligence. Not to say we don't have to can continue. All right, we do have to continue in the faith. All right, but um, you know, through the Spirit, we are not like the rest of this, the world, man, who didn't take heed to this warning. All right, and they didn't remember the Creator in the days of their youth. Okay, they put off the Lord for an occasion. Okay, but now the Lord is beginning to visit. Now they don't have any pleasure in these days. Now everything is high, right? There's no fun. Okay, well, the Lord should have been at the forefront, because when all those things fails, like how they say in the world, when all else fails, well, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the comfort. Okay, he sent us the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Wadash, to comfort us through these times, man. And if you don't have that, then you're through. All right. I wanted to get the mirth. Cease. Right. Isaiah 24 and 8. It says, matter of fact, Isaiah 24 and 4, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. And that's what's taking place. People are languishing, man. All right, let's get that word, languish. Okay. And it's happening fast, man. It's happening so fast. It's beautiful to see. Okay, because hey, the apostles and the elders, they warned us. Language. It says to fail in strength, to exhibit sign of approaching death. Woo. Hey, that's what's taking place, man. People are exhibiting the signs of approaching death. All the mocking and scoffing. You got people making skits. Okay, but they're languishing. They're approaching death. Okay, it says to be listless, pine, right? To grieve, to fall ill. Okay, to pine, right, means that you're without food. That's what's gonna happen to a lot of these people. They're gonna pine away. Okay, so these people are languishing. Why? Because they're haughty, they proud. They didn't remember the Creator. And when they had a chance, they have abused His ways. Therefore, what? They shall know it by death, by pain, right? Verse 5, it says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. You see? And, primarily speaking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right, being in the state that you are in, right? But also, the person who put you there, all right, Esau, Edom. Under him, under his rule, you have adopted all his filthiness, man. And here's the consequence. It says, therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. And those thermonuclear missiles are the only thing that can really cleanse, all right, 2/3 of our people, man. Okay, they gotta get cleansed and come back through the loins and lineage of the elect, all right, in those righteous bodies. But until then, right, hey, verse 7, it says, the new wine mourneth, and the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. All right, so all you people, you court, you jesters, all right, just wait. Just wait till the internet goes out. Wait till there's no food in the grocery stores when you have to comply with everything that the elites want. You're not a part of the New World Order. All right. Slovakia. All right, it's late. It says, verse 8, it says, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, and the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter unto them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down, and this is the city of confusion, Babylon. All right. It says, every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth is gone. The mirth of the land is gone. You see? And that's beautiful, man. There's no other way to describe it, no better way to describe it. The mirth of the land is gone. All right. The mirth of Babylon the Great, all the happiness, all the joy, the good old days, right? All that is gone, man. The Lord is taking it away. And the only thing that these people need, or the only thing that's really speaking right now, is the prophecies, man. All right. War, the lack of food, famine, that's speaking. These prophecies, man. All right. Lack of resources. All right. Economic decline and collapse. Digital system, digital currencies, UBIs. This is what's speaking, and all that is prophecy. All right, the Lord is he said, "What? I will not hold my tongue." All right. So while the Lord is speaking, hey, it's time for everybody else to shut up. And the Lord's going to do that, man, through causing these people to languish. Let's get the elder been bringing this out. Okay. Isaiah 32:9, it says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. Salakia, the gathering shall not come. All right, and the women is it's kind of a double entendre. It could be talking about actual literal women. All right, but it could also be talking about the nations. All right, and particularly our nation, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, you careless women of our nation. Right, or just our people in general. It says, tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird with sackcloth upon your loins. And this is what our people are supposed to be doing. All right, but they're not. All right. It says, they shall lament for the teat, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous cities, because the palaces shall be forsaken. You see, all these, wealthy, rich people who have benefited and had benefits, and even those that are poor, man. All right, the Lord, all right, is about to confound, whatever you have. Whatever you put your trust in, all right? It says, the multitude of the city shall be left. The forts and towers shall be for dens forever. A joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks. Until the Spirit be poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness be a fruitful field, and the fruitful field be counted for a forest. Then judgment shall dwell in the wilderness, and righteousness shall remain in the fruitful field. And the work of the righteousness shall be peace, and the effect of righteousness, quietness, and assurance forever. So, you people are going to feel the wrath. The land's going to be cleansed. All right, and ultimately the kingdom of heaven is going to be established on earth. Right? It says, "And my people shall dwell in a peaceable habitation, and in sure dwellings, and in quiet resting places. When it shall hail, coming down on the forest, and the city shall be low in a low place." All right, and a lot of these, like, a lot of these nations, man, they gonna fall. "Blessed are ye that sow beside all waters, that send forth thither the feet of the oxen and the ass." Okay, and this is the sowing right here. This work, prophesying, man, putting out these videos, edifying the elect. Okay, this is how obtain, or you strive to obtain that kingdom, man. Run that race. All right. What I want to get? Yeah, I want to get that. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. It says, "Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, our power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart." So, hey, we're gonna sing for joy of heart. All right, we're in these times, these perilous times. While everyone, everybody's scoffing and got something to say about the Israelites, right? Calling us the black Hebrew Israelites. No, we're the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Why everybody's scoffing and mocking and got something to say? Well, the Lord is establishing the throne of David. Okay? And guess what? The throne of David is going to eat. The throne of David is going to drink. And we're going to be, we're going to have a joy of heart. It says, "But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit." See, and this is coming real soon. All right, to a city or a place near you. All right, all the mockers and naysayers. All you people that are speaking up against the prophets. Well, guess what? This is what the Lord has proclaimed, man. All right, and he has his prophets on the highways and byways. All right, to proclaim the day and the coming of his son. All right, Yahushua, who is coming to put the earth back in order, man. So, the time is short. All right, the prophecies are speeding up. The time is speeding up. We had it's beautiful today. We had some executives come to my office, and they said that, basically said that same sentiment. This is the fastest year that they've went through, that they feel like they ever been through. So, hey, all for the, I couldn't help but, have a little grin on my face, because it's all for the elect's sake, man. All right. Hey, so with that, Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting. I want to end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise and honor unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Shalom.